have your summer hair lineup ready to go, so let's lock in. We've got 10 different hairstyles with all these different braids and some Love Island inspiration thrown in. Hi, I'm Kayley, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist, and today we are doing summer hairstyles. Some of these are directly inspired by people on Love Island, and some of them I have just taken some inspiration, some general summer vibes, and created something that I think is really, really cute. I have been obsessed with Love Island, and if anybody else is watching, I need you to tell me in the comments who your favorites are, maybe who your least favorites are, and I will talk with you guys in the comments because I feel like between now and when this video comes out, so much can change. Love Island is constantly moving and changing, so we'll talk in the comments. But I am excited for these styles because they are ridiculously easy, ridiculously fast, and will give you summer vibes whether you are out in the sun or like me, enjoying from the AC. So let's get into it. I want to start by doing some voluminous waves inspired by Ariana. And I think to do that, I'm going to add in some hair. I saw on Instagram that her hairstylist brought 70 pounds of hair to Fiji. Can that possibly be right? The thing is, I have a lot of hair extensions. It is certainly at least a season of Love Island's worth of hair extensions and wigs that I have at this point, and they're not 70 pounds. So I'm like, did he mean products and extensions? I hope so. Otherwise, I am confused. But I feel like honestly 70 pounds of hair products and extensions altogether, it's a lot, but it doesn't sound wrong to me. Okay, I only added in 2 wefts, and I feel like that is enough to give me a little extra zhuzh without fully committing. Honestly, I just don't want to have to curl that much hair. I'm going to be using the Trademark Beauty Babe Waves. And I'm going to be using really large sections to try to get a little bit more of a gentle wave. I don't want the perfect like 2-dimensional squiggle out of this. I just want that kind of waved look. So I'm using large sections, and I'm also not closing the waver fully. I think that one is primarily a trick for this waver, but try it on yours and see what you think. It just also helps it to look a little bit more natural, which I prefer. Now for these, I'm gonna do one little twist up at top, and then I'm holding my waver at a different angle for this one to try to make sure that they kind of sit on top of each other instead of meshing perfectly. Okay, we're getting there. Let's go ahead and take this top section down. And I am gonna do this in 2 sections. So I've done 4 overall on one side. And I did the big sections on the bottom, partially so that it wouldn't be as articulated and partially to save a little bit of time and effort. But we are gonna make sure things are a little bit more detailed up here because then they're going to pop more against a more kind of uniform base. And all we're really doing to make it more defined on top is taking smaller sections. That way the waves are a little bit more defined, and we're gonna make sure to put them all in different directions by just moving the waver around as many different ways as you can think of. And that way we have lots of different little squiggle lines laying next to each other. The other thing to think about with this particular wave is that it is primarily focused on the middle of the hair strand. So it doesn't go all the way up to the root, and at the end it does get a tiny bit looser. I'm not leaving it straight, but I am like barely closing this. See, this is closed, this is where I've got it at. And that way you've got a little bit of bend, but it's not the same amount of bend as up here. And last section. And for the piece near my face, I am keeping it pretty like straight so that we'll get a squiggle out of it, but I'm not closing it all the way because I don't want it to be that perfectly defined right next to my face. All right, I'm gonna go repeat this on the other side and then I'll show you what products I'm using. I looked back at the picture and I noticed that these pieces on Ariana are actually curled with a curling iron. So you could do that if you want to. Most professional hairstylists are gonna work with more than one tool at a time. I just think it feels like a little bit of overkill to ask like your girly pop at home to do the same things. So if you want to replicate closer to the exact thing, then you could do a flat iron or a curling iron curl right here. And then her hair looks a little bit more like sleek mermaid kind of thing, and I know that her hairstylist likes working with Color Wow, so I'm gonna try this one, the Color Wow 1 Minute Transformation Styling Cream. I am going to start with the tiniest amount because I've only used this a few times, and just start on the ends. You could do like a wave spray, or if you have a wax that you really like, or even you could try your own leave-in conditioner. I do really like the shine that gives and like the defrizzing that happens with it, it's really nice. And I don't feel like I lost a lot of curl or anything with that either. Same little bit, other side. And then keeping it in the Color Wow fam, I'm gonna use the Color Wow Cult Favorite Hairspray. I find this one does a really, really good job of adding some definition. The hold is great. The flexibility is wonderful. It's so touchable. And it's one that you can use on your hair day after day, and it doesn't build up and make your hair like crunchy or annoying to work with. And that's it. Honestly, the real tea here is that you could sleep with your hair in a braid overnight, like a little bit damp, let it dry in a braid, and then just touch it up with a waver, and you could get a similar look to this as well. Okay, next we're gonna do these cute little double braids. So I'm gonna use one of my favorite little tricks from when we used to do big braids all the time, and it's to take a single little hair extension weft and just hide her right here at the base of the braid. And then you have, for me, like twice as much hair in your braid. And you're gonna split it in 3 and then do a little bit of this on the end of the hair so that it kind of knots up a little bit. And that is gonna help us avoid using a hair tie. So now I'm just gonna do a little braid. I'm gonna let the ends of my hair stay kind of tangling. You can see this braid kind of forming here underneath where I'm actually braiding. And we're gonna let that keep going because ideally, it kind of knots itself together and creates its own end to the braid so that you don't have to use elastics. And you just braid until you really can't anymore. I've just got like this little tiny bit right here. No more braiding is happening there. So I'm gonna take the braid and I'm gonna flip it up and through that hole. And there we go. And I'm going to fluff this apart gently. And then I'm gonna repeat this on the other side. I'm curious, if you guys don't want to buy a set of extensions, but you want like an individual little hair extension clip-in, would you be interested in a tutorial? I did one once upon a time, but I think I have a better method now, and I can show you. I feel like it would be fun, but I don't know if you guys are interested or not, so let me know. And you can absolutely stop here, and it is adorable and cute, and I think this is something that I will be wearing a good bit this summer. But if you're going to the beach or a festival or a club and you just want to take it to the extra level, you could add some little rings onto the braids. I have little jump rings like this, but you can actually buy ones that are meant for hair. Or you could get a pack of hoop earrings that just kind of close and open like that. That would be a lot easier. But I'm just gonna open these up and place them around the hair. Just give my hair some little piercings. I just started living the long fingernail life for the first time in forever, and I forgot how impossible it is to do anything with them at first. I think these are 8mm, and I think they are a little bit on the small side for what I'm using them for, but I will link some that are better. And there you go, there's like a little decorated option if you want. Okay, this next one is just in my notes as my Shayla because it's one of my favorites. We're gonna start with a large section of hair right here next to your part, and we're going to position it going back because it's gonna end up in a little half updo. And I'm just gonna turn it into a little braid. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing again, just underneath. I'm gonna fluff this one a little bit because there's not as much hair in it. We're just gonna cheat the size a little bit. I'm gonna loosen this up a little bit. Kind of try to hide my hairline a little. Pull some of these baby hairs forward. All right, these are eventually gonna go back here. But first, let's repeat the same thing on the other side. All right, now we have our 4 braids, and we're just gonna pull those in front of our shoulders and let them hang out for now. Then we're gonna take the hair at just the crown section and we're gonna pull it back into a half updo, and then we're going to split the hair over top of the elastic and topsy the hair up and through that split. There we go, that gives us a cutie little waterfall moment. But now we need to deal with the braids. And these braids are gonna come back and they're gonna go into a ponytail just underneath the little topsy tail that we did. So you're gonna have to pick that up and move it out of the way to secure everything. And then once all those braids are secured in the elastic, you are gonna take out the braids that are left in the ponytail and then do a little topsy tail with that one as well. Flip everything back and look how cutie. I am gonna touch up my little waves. And that's it, my Shayla. I love her so, so much. It's giving Daenerys Targaryen, it's giving mermaid, it's giving off of my face in the heat. I love her. Next hairstyle is inspired again by Ariana Maddox. We're gonna start with the side part. Who is she? Is the side part coming back? I am hoping it's about time because side parts look good on people, okay? It's me, I'm people. All right, this is about as deep as I can bring myself to do. Hers might have been a little bit deeper. This is where I'm at right now. And I've gone like 3 inches back, and then I'm gonna take this down and grab the hair behind my ear as well. So we're kind of taking a section like this around the ear. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. And then, oh my gosh, we're gonna do a Dutch braid. It's been a minute. And this braid for her starts like all the way back here. Like it looks kind of like a slick back from the front. So we are gonna go ahead and grab our section of hair and then move our hands back to that position, and that's where we're gonna start the braid. And then just pick up the hairs and braid them in. And if you need to add any products to help your hair kind of do this slicky back thing, I would do that before you start braiding. It'll make everything easier and give you something to grip onto whilst you're braiding. And then we're gonna braid the rest normally. And then I'm gonna let this free. Now she wore this with just the braid in front. I don't know if that looks as good on me. I think it's definitely a vibe though. So give it a try. But obviously you can also wear it with hair in front. And this is obviously one that you can add in some hair rings too as well. Pray for me with these nails, guys. Now, if you are working with an actual jump ring, I don't know if I explained well enough how to use it. You do have to twist it open. And with these big ones, you can just do that with your fingers. And then you pierce it through the braid, however it'll fit, honestly. And then once it's through, you just rotate the ends back together. Which is a little hard to do when you can't see it and you have a very long nails on. And that is an example of it with some little rings. Okay, for this next hairstyle, I wanna do this like pretty wavy curl hybrid right here. I was so intrigued by this, particularly because the hairstylist said they used a 1/2 inch curling wand for it. And I was like, that sounds incredible. Let's give it a try. It is my second day filming. I needed to recurl my hair, so this is perfect. I also recorded all the way up to this point without my mic on. Let's roll back what I've been doing this whole time. So for all of the bottom sections, we're taking a like drinking straw thick size section of hair, like a small drinking straw, tiny curling wand. And then we are wrapping this loosely and we're keeping it spaced out with each rotation so it looks kind of like a candy cane rather than wrapping it with each rotation of hair right next to the other, because that would be a very springy, boingy curl, and this is gonna pull it out into more of kind of that wave curl hybrid. My hair is too long to all do that on one. I'm gonna let the first part off, stretch it out, and then wrap the bottom. And then once that's done, we're gonna give it a little stretch and let it go. And I am curling these alternating directions. So one away from my face, one toward my face, to give it a little bit more body and to keep these curls from sitting right on top of each other or like nestling into each other. And I'm really loving this method because it really is hitting very close to what the bottom half of my hair does naturally. It's like a wave, but it's almost a curl. Like it's got a little bit of spiral to it. And I'm so excited about that because the top half of my hair is pretty straight. It didn't like to do anything. So I feel like this is gonna be such a good technique to kind of help all of my waves match a little bit more so I can keep working on that natural wave journey. And I feel like if any of you guys have a similar hair type to me, that could be a good method for you too. And that's basically the technique for the entire bottom half. And then for the top half, the only thing I'm really gonna change is that I'm gonna do more like little tiny pieces mixed in so that they kind of pop on top of everything else. This is the new T3 interchangeable wand. They redid their system recently and I really like it. Love their products, but I do have to say this new one, like, it is an upgrade. Like, it's sleeker, there's more heat settings, the curls last a little bit better with it. I am gonna keep my original ones because that ceramic tourmaline barrel was legendary and I haven't seen anybody do anything like that before or since. And I still use that for like specific things, but I really do love their upgrade. Okay, here we are so far. Beachy, mermaid, realness. Last little bit, center part. All right, and then for right around my face, for these little like bangy tendril buddies, we're gonna do them a lot looser. So we are gonna like really stretch this out. So I've barely got any rotations on the curling iron. There's like 2. And then pull her straight while I do the bottom half. There we go. See how that's like so much more elongated? I think that helps it look a little bit more natural. Okay, repeat on the other side. I'm going to do the tiniest bit of this Mystical Shine spray on my hand and then over the top of my hair. Sometimes sprays like that kind of make my curls drop a little bit, so I'm not putting it directly on my hair, but I just want some smoothing. I love it, I love it. It's a little perfect right now, but I'm not messing with it because I'm planning to do some hairstyles and that's gonna kind of naturally tousle it. Obviously you can kind of like run your fingers through it, or I would actually just kind of like pick through it with like a finger at a time, because I feel like once you've broken it up too much, you've broken it up too much, so you like want to go slow. But oh my goodness, I like it. I feel so mermaid beachy. I love her. For this next one, I wanted to use these little bitty flower clips. How cute are they? I got them in a set with these white ones and these pink ones. How cute are they? I'm obsessed. I ostensibly got them for this video, but I think I'm gonna be wearing them for like all of summer. And honestly, I don't think it has to be hard to use these. I think we could just do a quick little like grabbing a large section on one side, and I'm gonna position it like behind my ear. Take this little guy, clip her in. Let's do a little bit higher than that. Boop. It's giving like beachy and country at the same time. I don't know how. And then same thing on the other side. And that's it. This is a really easy hairstyle and it's bringing back like early 2000s for me in such a fun way. I love it. And then with this texture, Ariana's hairstylist also did this half updo, which was gorgeous. And so I thought I would see if I can recreate that as well. I do think this hairstyle is like 80% texture. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. And I think it'll look even better if you do like a couple of these teeny tiny little curlies on top so that they can pop a little bit more. And it's gonna be going straight back, so you wanna grab a couple pieces of hair that are gonna be on top when you pull it back, if you're gonna add in just like a little curly curl. And then we're gonna sweep everything straight back with like bear claw fingers, like keep it super loose. Pull it together. And you just wanna make sure you have about the same amount on each side so you're not doing anything crazy. And I'm going to gently tame this and then try to encourage some of these little curlies to come up and free the face framing pieces. She had just a few down and they were technically in a side part. So we're gonna do that. And it is a dance with the texture, right? Like you decide how much you wanna see from the front, how much you kind of want floating on top. And you're gonna be holding this section like right at the position for like an Ariana Grande high ponytail. Like from your jaw straight back, right up there. And once you have it where you like it, you're just gonna do like 2 little twists, and then you're gonna pin up and into it with the bobby pins until it feels secure. And that is literally it. It's so easy. It's also why I said the texture does most of it for you, because it is just that like twist and hold, and you can do that because there's so much body in the hair. So if you do have some natural curls and waves, use this information to your advantage. You can do this on just a natural day whenever you want. I love her. I feel like a mermaid. I feel like I'm ready to go kick some islanders off the island. Let's bring those mini flower clips around for round 2. I forgot to mention that my inspo for the flower clips has been Shelly. She has been wearing, I mean, a lot of the girlies have been wearing flowers in their hair. Coco famously also wore a flower in her hair for the Casa recoupling, but I just thought that they added something into a hairstyle so quickly and easily, and wanted to play with what that could look like on my hair. Okay, so for this hairstyle, I'm gonna grab a large section of hair from the front, not being too perfect with it, and then I'm just gonna pull this back and give it a little clip, and I'm holding the clip pretty upright, but I'm making sure that the flower is facing out so that when you're looking at it from the front, you can like really see it. And then we're gonna keep this section and keep pulling it around the back. I'm not making it a perfect half updo, mostly because I only have 4 of each color of flower. So I'm just taking it like mostly to the back of my head. And I'm gonna clip this one in coming from upside down, because that way, A, it holds it in place, and B, you can see the flower really well from the side / back where it is. And I do think that this hairstyle would look really great on straight hair as well. It does not have to be on curly or waves. If you wanted to add a little bit more into the hairstyle, you could braid this section and then do the clips. And I think that would look really pretty as well, with or without the curls and waves. So same thing on the other side. And there we go, another cute little hairstyle that can come together so quickly. Keeping the flowers going, I wanted to use this really pretty orchid clip for a hairstyle. I thought it was so nice. It's got a claw clip. It's kind of like rubberized and pretty real looking in real life. So I thought we'd give it a try. I'm just gonna take all of my hair from like the ears up. Well, I guess a little bit less than that, like the crown of my hair. And I'm gonna pull that together and I'm gonna braid it about halfway down. Then I'm gonna push the braid up so it creates a little loop, and I'm going to secure it with the claw clip. And then I'm gonna take the ends from that braid and maybe like a little bit of extra bonus hair to kind of cheat a little bit, and then I'm gonna braid the rest of the way down that as well. And yet another very quick and easy half up hairstyle. We love to see it. Okay, I think I've just got one more flower clip hairstyle. I bought a plain white version of these for Anna Laura for her honeymoon, and I have had so much envy ever since. So I got myself some bigger ones as well. So I have the babies and the mommies, and I thought it would be fun to just throw like a couple little braids in my hair. You can be super duper random with this. Just gonna do this guy. Let's see, let's do another one over here. And you just wanna do these on the top of your hair because everything else is gonna end up getting covered up. So just like 1, 2, 3 on each side of your head. I've got 2 on that side, so let's just do 1 on this side. I'll do like a little bit bigger. And then we're just gonna pull everything together and give her a little twist. And secure with your claw clips. Okay, these claw clips are extremely secure. More secure than my attachment style. I am impressed. I don't always show you guys how I finesse hairstyles, but let me start doing that more. I wanted to see a little bit of fluffiness over the top, so I'm pulling that. I just want the bottom shape to be a little prettier, so I'm pulling that out a little bit too. Yeah, I think that's close enough to what I was thinking. But I felt this come free a little bit. I'm just gonna pull this here and bobby pin it. I could probably open and close the claw clip and catch it, but I don't wanna risk it. So I feel like the other side looks good. And obviously I would do this one more on a day when like my hair texture was not texturing the way I wanted it to. So you just kind of pull everything up and out of the way. And that's it. This is so cute and so perfect for like the beach or the pool or whenever you want your hair up. I love it. And that's the summer hairstyle lineup I came up with. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun putting this together, and I'm also excited to wear all of these day to day now. If you guys also enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, to thumbs it up, or do any of the other YouTubey things to help this video do a little bit better in the YouTube algorithm. That is it for today. So whether you're old or new or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! This week, a hot new bombshell enters the villa. My feet make the worst noise on this floor. You let a iced matcha latte melt and it tastes like watergrass. Hell yeah, brother.